Pombani penje matu ya penje komunikana wa ndani ronga pale na wenjo okay tutashika ule matu tuyaruke mokoto ambao tuyaruke mokoto Mati Mokoto Swaka. Mati Konja. Munaona programa umaleva
I think many of you or most of you that are here will be understanding Oshimanduro language, but bit I will go in English just to welcome my colleagues and my friends and so forth the bit, then we try to interpret the bit. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Edmund Gold Momonjaya. I'm the National Chairperson of the Church of Africa Youth League. The youth league that says come here. Today we are here because the Church of Africa was established in 1963, 23rd of August, which is tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be celebrating how many years of Church of Africa? 16. 16? 16. 60. Yes. So meaning that this building or the members of this building have been here for some time, some years. And some of them, the founders, I think most of the founders, or all of them, they will work with us for this time. With that, we the Church of Africa, we thought that maybe try to host something that will let the youth of the churches or the Namibians to come together so that they could know what will be happening here. Starting today till the Sunday, which is the 27th of August. Another day, what we want to see is a Pemba, shirika la Mungu wa Afrika, kulibuka, kumpata welekelezaji, muya kwatwa, muya kwatwa, muya kabisiwa, ngura ngwe ambara, ndipo kushitwa kuka kwa hao ili mtu ndiri hapo ndani mambo bali. Okay, kaje uko huko. Okay, kaje japo Kongo yo Rwanda. Bongo Rwanda ino munane wa kuliba wale wapigeni sio hata kama ni wao kumrumu kama hapa ya lakini wao kuli the Church of Africa was it was formed through one church. It was in 1963, 23rd August. 29 years back, maybe 20 hours. Like I said, with the Church of Africa Youth League, we are a member of the National Youth Council, registered member of the National Youth Council. As a faith-based organization. We have members around all the regions, which are maybe 7 regions. Maeke, Komas, Koyupa, Dongo, Arta, and many others. Oshibumba, Nishoshi, Chokina, Africa, she knows them all. Right, she was registered for Vidanda. Mulimba, Mohammed, and Bani, Mushika, Mubombe, Unune, where to Mugamma, Mugamma, oh, yeah, full of Namusha, Mandela, Vidanda, no one of Vidanda, when you are Peter, Pinamaran, Katina, kuja likanezi mambo kumulolo na otuwa pateka muwera kwa kupata ndio waendele pili kwa kushika. We have invited our colleagues, our members, our friends from outside, so that they will be able to see where the Church of Africa Youth are operating. If you can see, Mr. Congo, if you can see that one of our classes are broken. We don't have our gates not locked today. One of our lights is not on. As you can see behind us, we are here to say, give us whatever you have, so that we will be able to operate as others youth. Even this nice one, that value something. It's not our system. We don't have anything. So please get with us and see how we can help this group of yours. You are active in your one of the formers. Without wasting our time, let me welcome our invited guest, but I will not be the one to do the welcome. Are you around? Okay. Actually, we will do the exchange of feelings, but since those are my friends and sisters and my brothers and colleagues, let me just say they are also here. Honorable Buddha, you are welcome. Charles Bush, the Executive Director of NYC, you are welcome. Comrades, Ephraim Congo from Soviet Party Muslim, you are welcome. The PRO of Church of Africa, Church of Africa, all over Pastor, you are welcome. Oja, from Fana, Menadundo, Omusha, Reposia, Swap, Shomitana, Mene, Ephraim Congo, Mushuta, Nanga, wakati kwa hiyo ndio ngoja mwisho mbani mtana mdogo basi mbona basi kalona mviaji ngo tutatoa kuishi hizo kusha unaniweza si unataka kutuia ego kuna wakati mwingi kwa nimeelewa leo kwa hiyo ndio kama basi kwa mwe ya kula kuonga na ngombe moja wa yalika tangu kwa mara ya ndani kule tu hadi kule ndio ndio chini na watu wa ndio mpaka ndio kulanga ngadu kwa mungu ndio sponsor za shida hizo hapo kwa sababu pia sio pia hapo kwa mkani kwa kwa matia kwa shangire kwa kipo na kutoka na kwa mungu ndio shida kwa kwa mtu apita hizo na kwa wapi ndio kwa radi moja hana kwa kupa kule ndio kabisa mara kwa kwa ndio
Quando o homem utaramoto hoje daqui ne
kwa shida sio sipirule kwa shida sipirule sisi wale wao ndio kwa late place kashi kuli kwa kile bado
hoje daqui ne
kwa shida sisi wale sipirule wao ndio wale pia basi ndio ndio baada ya kuna jina pale kama watu wanakimbia mwisho ikana isipenda hapo kule kuna kule kuka bili kwa maana hii ndio kwa maana ndio ndio kwa mara ya wako alipo kwa hoki kwa ndio kwa gari ya mkunga kwa welcome you all katna kwa wote uno ni that long nights ngara ni chini for the heading from here I'm going to hand over to welcome of my welcome to my brother to my brother come wewe kwa kwa hatuna meno mbili kwa sababu hapo bali kwa kama hiyo kama bali kuja kuna kwa mbi nguma kuna yeah, sorry for the convenience. For the inconvenience, first we need to start with the prayer. Just been followed by I have been in church for like some years back. That's why I forget to pray, but should I still pray in my house? I'm going to be the guy who
wakare baita o no ke ko hananan pamu ko injo patro mitima yo kwatene injo ko ni de ro de yo manu padu to sino basri mo ati ko iriana nan injo kare pamu dai nambe hedin ba pamu dai mo ati ko iriana mo de mo nan o de mo ati ko fere nambe ko ati ko ma mo ni peke come ho amato le cose e risorse ci possono dire oppure mi nutra io mi tentare in uscita abbiamo potuto fare con il giallo da più o meno io anche un bahang dia waktu balik ini mau tiket iya ambang mitanda kuatinena yonde jwaro mitanda imwana muke kuatina kushumrashi ko shingi de takuma namu jimuno ne bata lokaka mushinde omba shi hau tongo shingi do kunga megeje tabu o kunga megeje tira ko ni kire nambale ko tinga ne ko kanya ko mitanda mambo ya bibi o kanati ko betul to mutenga e quando risciatano o Petrusa o Montenga e quando risciatano vabbè che devo risciatare ma risciatare non mi indo singevo e ne mi sembra che sia che io va bene o alene e ne hanno detto su paese non la non carriera sana orang ko masyarakat Malaysia yang itu kira over itu nak se mungkin ini bawa di susu parise eventire osha tempo Hongkong ni kwa di papel masalah non di sana enggak tunai di matukai nana enggak matukai wira masalah ya Syam tu syawali Yohanes Romaine evera omirongo ibari na rimwe ingwi kuma yakura omapfako wangene yetakamisa eye kugisubera tate masubere ngama au ingwe gisubera namni wina mesubere nerera isakwi nami wina memusubere nerera isakwi nabado akare bamona embo itu kira tapi minta biseye ke hiyo baru yuko adene biseye nunca vamos superar ko kiria kulapa mwendo veni mukare ama mukare ratana o kare ratana kakusho mundu shinga bushituki mo kukare ratana kiete ratana bijo yajani kimuno bongo ya Afrika mukati ke hiyo arandi meshashiti o sheje tukaparo kwa kutiko hanatana o tunge komeni tukiro ku papeto meni kokenda ko mungu opongo ndora shanawe rayo alisa mtu mwili tunao nunua ya kula kwa matako wanje ne takamisa ewe jisere ete hinga pa kula kwa matako wanje na tuye takamisa okusha makwitu nufubera numa nunja pinga pa kufubera shi etwagori shi marisha Yovika ihona nyoko kupicha ukare no mbiro no munyo ko madaye Yovika mutata yoviko munene Lushima ko hebo sha munene kakusho mama we mu kwate obata we mu kwate ingo munene ko maje ko sha omuntu ko munene ekula kapata we ambazo sikapishitani tapi chiponganda be yakula kuna milipo tatete mekatanga na mama mbe mekonganda kona matendo bali ndio bantu bali imbo kona kwenu na embo tinga Mungu nikapona ambalo Yesu kumando busha imwe kwasubera ni kwataka kama toko wanje asubera ni mfubere robi sasa bishina gato kombe ya Okno weka katukumbe. Masih ada yang jadi matushane katika ile yana kama ni alema au matringo alema omitima kupata kitoro ya Mungu ambapo ndio kwa kama ni wakati wewe ingo hitamu katika imba mali tongwe patro matro imbo afati Mungu ni Mungu ambaye kumwamba ndani ile mihewa beto ya kunjiri hiyo ndio wakonga amen.
And it says, in the same way, you younger men must submit to older men, and all of you must put on the apron of humility to serve one another. For the scripture says, God resists the proud, but he shows favor to the humble.
no one will be careful with it. What I want to correct there, Mr. Nakumbo, just that I didn't mention that you are a member of parliament. So, Comrade Nakumbo, you are welcome. You are MP, you are welcome. Comrade is also welcome. Yeah. I wish I could do what we are going to do. I don't need it. We are going to go back. We are going to go. Guy, your name, your wedding, your mind, your wedding.
Ya, kuya ba? Untuk mama dari aku kan dari sini masih wajib dari awak tadi mau tim itu mau di kota Ben. Kuya, maka perlu aku. Welcome to all present here. My name is Putu Munasa Gongoro, the chairperson of the Church of Africa Youth Branch. It is indeed a great honor to be graced by the presence of such an accomplished leaders in our midst tonight. Let me from the onset offer a very special welcome to the panelists, the Swabo Party, Youth with SG, and also a member of Parliament, Mr. Ephraim Ekongo, Honorable Utara Moku, also a member of Parliament, and daughter of Tate Kawamotu na Mama Yefu Motu, Owandu. Dia jero dia tumbar ke sini mau kuya Afrika. Ulang mau ekonomi Malaysia. Mau sikasi menang di sini na. Mesan lagi bisa. Ino gua ke Malaysia. Lume di bisa ini mau mau. Kau dah ada mau ya tak cikgu bapak. Bapak wes beli kau di bangkar aku ngomong ni. Oh dulu yang mau doa ada. Wah gua sini. The Executive Chairperson of the National Council, Mr. Bush, remember 2020 was not this year in Portland. We had sleepless night there with Moirwa, Marenga, the Carambas, and so on. You are welcome. What you want to say? Good for good, and you make it. Matukunyi pembongonyi, atuka pembongongan di peke utuku. Ino di gue kita buat apa buat gue. Maybe yang boleh dia gue sehari buat apa buat. Ada di gue kalau buat maka ini kita mau ya kita. Pasal kita As we all know that tomorrow marks 60th years anniversary of the formation of the Church of Africa. We all know that many who have started this journey are not with us today to witness these big milestones. Even if we still today, before the Lord comes one day, we shall be shown that the generations that are coming will be doing and shall praise the Lord forever. Mundu na kulipurasha wala we celebrating. Throughout the Bible, the Lord reminds people to tell all generations they are God's wonderful work. For us as church members, we are reminded to preserve the memories the Lord has worked in our lives. Mitanda wa Mungu peke wao kwa sisi ni Mungu ya Afrika. Utisikuwe wapi ambao pita mshughuli kwa bila lugha wao kwa Mungu yeye kwa training hapa. With these few words I would like to ask you all to feel welcome and let once again thank you for having blessed this occasion with your presence. Wahali gawa mtu munu apeni muraki kwa shida ni washwaje kwa peru munu wewe peru balon momewa okuli tukio haramu ni kwa shida ni mwewe yake kwa kuhepa shida.
Makiri kuwa rika nini na mshuti. Yeah. Huko hapa kuna ini mwaya kuna shiroko wa ishi matu. Ngare iko tena kai ganda wa mushiki na kubele. Nakora kwa ngari. Mwanzo wa sheya kuka mbingo. Unataka kuwari kama ndio wa lagi mwendo wetu wetu wa kwa shida na kulibondi wa kwa kazi wa malenga buli penja wewe wa mdisko yote okay mesi ndani kwa kama alikuwa baada ya kushukuru ilikuwa ndio kumea kuitani kama ndio malenga hizi kama kwa member of the national through the Church of Africa Institute. So he's very much recognized. Kama ndio katika na kama kwa comport member yetu na Biblia. Wakati masira kuna mbio peke kama mimi kwa kununua kama kuna ina peke ngoro mwana mshike ninga na wazee wa hii poka iko kama sasa hivi na kwa kuna ya kuya ni kamera. Vivian murengwa moja shukuni na mshiko moja kwa ungu wako kiroka kwa kwa nini ungiro oh watu tabwa ni ya yes without wasting our time make up to many of you has the program on your phones there because nowadays papers and those things are just wasting our money. They are polluting the environment and so forth. Chito la kwa make the ushaitoa mkia kwa kwa ngoro peno introduction na bapana lista leo ndo mtenga introduce our lista. Now I will introduce our panelists, which first I will start with Sherilyn, which once again Sherilyn Bush. She is the executive director of the National Youth Council and member of Africa. Nena kwa Afrika, tumechanda kwa mtu fulani na mtu mwingine. Ndio ndio. Na ukitaka kutoka ni sport na mradi wa wanaje. Nikambe. Kwa
Kalaba. because of time. Because of time.
Yeah. Without wasting our time now, actually, the House has said that we should just proceed to English only because actually 99% of us will be able to understand. Hello. Camera minded. Okay. Unnecessary movements are not allowed in this building as a brief network. Now we are moving to the most very important part that brought us here, where we'll be calling our panelists. Now I'm calling the executive chairperson of the National Youth League, member of the SWAP for Central Committee, and many others that I will not be able to mention. So, Ms. Bush, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Director of Proceedings, my good friend and colleague, Edmund Javela. I want again just to greet the spiritual leaders of Church of Africa, as well as to acknowledge the members of Church of Africa. I also want to recognize my esteemed panelists, fellow panelists, Honorable Ephraim Nekongo, who is a Member of Parliament and Secretary of the Soccer Party Youth League. I want to recognize Honorable Utara Muto, who is a Member of Parliament from the RPM, who also serves in the Youth Command of the RPM, as well as my dear brother and fellow colleague, who serves as the Swanu representative, that is a national affiliate of the National Youth Council, my dear colleague, Galapwati. I also want to recognize the youth leaders that I see here present tonight, that are young leaders representing national affiliates that are affiliated to the National Youth Council. May I kindly ask that all those young leaders leading youth organizations please rise so that our members also see you and that you have come to support the initiative of Church of Africa Youth League that's affiliated to us. So Murira, Chidera, all of you, can you please stand up? These are the young leaders that, George, can you please stand up? These are the young leaders that are quite involved in youth development and are contributing significantly to the youth development issues and the youth space in our country. Finally, also allow me to recognize our members of the media. Thank you for being present, and we hope that our message will reach far and wide, and we rely on your support in that regard. Director of Proceedings, I have been tasked here tonight on behalf of the National Youth Council to speak on a matter as part of our contribution towards the initiatives that are carried out by the Church of Africa Youth League as they are commemorating the 60th anniversary of the Church of Africa. I have been instructed to speak on the opportunities that exist for young people in the public entities that are created by government to serve young people, and also to speak on the opportunities that exist for non-governmental institutions within these parastatals. That is the confinement of my remarks tonight. But before I get into some of the remarks that I've prepared, also just allow me to share with you tonight that Church of Africa and Church of Africa Youth League is a very important organization to the National Youth Council. National Youth Council's establishment in 1994 was informed by strategic organizations at the time, such as Church of Africa Youth League, Swakopati Youth League, Swanu Youth League, and many others. So for us, it is indeed tonight a great honor to be here, because you have played a significant role at the time by leaders such as Kapanda Maringa's father, the senior, the pastor of Commerce, Mr. Franz, those years, even before I was born, these were the leaders that significantly contributed that we have an institution that we can be proud of today called the National Youth Council. So colleagues, I will get straight into it to give you the context of my remarks. I would want particularly tonight to focus on the public institutions that government have created to serve young people in the country and what those public institutions are doing. Director of Proceedings, allow me to state off that the custodian of youth development, the custodian of young people in the country, is under the stewardship and is mandated by the state to be supervised, to be spearheaded, and to initiate programs and activities that ensure our young people remain positive actors. And that public institution is the Ministry of Sports, Youth and National Service that is headed by Honorable Agnes Shongarero. And under Honorable Agnes Shongarero's ministry, she has very strategic youth institutions that are public entities that have a mandate relative to youth development. Under the Ministry of Sports, Youth and National Service, we have 3 organizations that serve young people. We have 1, the National Youth Council of Namibia. 2, we have the National Youth Service, and I will also articulate on how our mandates are different. And then the 3rd organization under the Ministry of Sports, Youth and National Service is the Sports Commission. So the Ministry of Youth, Sports and National Service has these 3 public institutions that is created by government to ensure that through the revised 3rd National Youth Policy, our job is to ensure that young people have access to resources and opportunities, whether it's financial, technical or otherwise, for them to be positive actors and positive contributors in this important conversation of our national development agenda and our national development plans. Allow me then briefly, Director of Proceedings, to articulate on National Youth Council what our mandate is and what we do on behalf of the government, on behalf of the Ministry for Young People. The National Youth Council of Namibia was created in 1994, and it was created through a cabinet resolution. At the time, government's intent when it formed the National Youth Council was to ensure that young people have a dedicated space. Young people have a platform where they can come together, they can use this platform to come up with initiatives, programs and activities that uplift the young people of the country. And at the time, the founding Secretary General of the National Youth Council was Professor Paniel Kapama. And through his leadership, many others have come. And the organization has also significantly grown from an ordinary organization back into 1994 to a public entity today that we have, which is gazetted through an Act of Parliament. And this Act of Parliament clearly articulates what we should do in the country on behalf of our young people. The National Youth Council of Namibia is a very strategic institution for young people because it is youth-led. The board of the National Youth Council is all under the age of 35 because in Namibia, for your information, a young person is defined between the ages of 16 to 35 based on the African Youth Charter, which we have ratified. So from the time that you turn 16 till the time that you are 35, we consider you a young person. If you go to 36, you are referred to as an upper youth. You are no longer in the youth space. And so we serve a constituency between the ages of 16 to 35. That is our immediate and only stakeholder as the National Youth Council. The board then is the highest governing structure of the council, which is all under the age of 35, elected by young people themselves at a platform called the General Assembly, where they also then elect the executive chairperson, who is myself standing before you this evening. On top of the board, there's also what we call regional youth forums, because the National Youth Council is represented in all 14 regions of Namibia. And we are also in all 121 constituencies through our constituency youth forums. So in the regional youth forums, we have youth-led structures that are headed by young people themselves, that oversee the youth activities, youth programs at a constituency and regional level. And then what makes NYC so unique and so diverse, that we are really truly a reflection of who we are as Namibian young people, is the fact that we also have youth organizations that are affiliated to us. Who are these youth organizations that are affiliated to us? These are youth organizations in our country that have various mandates in the context of youth development, whether it's political youth wings, whether it's faith-based organizations, whether it's youth organizations with various mandates such as education, women's issues, young men's issues, mental health, enterprise development, or general civic participation. To date, the Youth Council from its inception has 51 youth organizations, of which Church of Africa Youth League is affiliated to us as a national affiliate. We have recently received a submission from our organization where Mutamuto comes from, LPM Youth Command, who is in the process of affiliating to us as well. At a political level, the National Youth Council has affiliation of all political parties at a youth wing level. With the exception of the new ones that are in the process of affiliating to us. So you have Sober Party Youth League, Nudo Youth League, PDM Youth League, COD, if they are still in existence. My brother Murira is there, he can inform us on the status of the organization. You have Spanish Youth League. All these organizations are affiliated to us. And then you also have faith-based organizations. These are all the churches and their youth wings that are affiliated to us. CCM, Roman Catholic, Church of Africa, ELCRN, AMP, most of the churches in our country at a youth league level are also affiliated to us. And that really gives us a unique position in the sense that our work at the council is non-partisan. It really is to benefit every young Namibian, to ensure that regardless of our political background, regardless of our ethnic background, the NYC is created to facilitate opportunities to young Namibians. How do we facilitate these opportunities to young Namibians? I think is of particular concern for the members that are present here tonight. We run various programs. What are these programs that we run that benefit young Namibians? We have programs such as our horticulture greenhouse initiatives. These are initiatives that we have set up in all our 14 regions, because all our work must always be decentralized, so that the young people at a grassroots level really benefit from what NYC has to offer for them. So we have greenhouses in the 14 regions where the young people themselves set up gardens. In these gardens, They grow spinach, dependent on the soil, of course, in that particular region. And most of the gardens produce spinach, green pepper, lettuce, chili, spring onions, strawberries, which they then offtake into the local communities. And these gardens are extremely important because this is also where you teach young people responsibility and accountability. Because as NYC will facilitate the support of the seeds, the physical infrastructure, the water that is needed, and the land for you to run your greenhouse. But in turn, what the young people are benefiting is a sense of ownership, because this belongs to you at a regional youth forum level. To run these greenhouses in such a manner that one, it is sustainable, it doesn't collapse, and two, that you are accountable for the revenue that you generate from this initiative at a grassroots level. On top of the greenhouses initiatives, we also then have an equipment aid grant scheme. Through this equipment aid grant scheme, we support existing entrepreneurs in the country to expand on their business operations and activities. It's not in terms of monetary value as much as we would like to give, but we do believe with the little that we give, we are supporting them. So if you're an existing entrepreneur who does sewing for a living, through this grant scheme, you are able to get a grant up to the value of 50,000 Namibian dollars that will help you to perhaps go and buy more sewing machines so that you expand on the work that you are doing. If you are a young entrepreneur who runs a barber shop, this grant will allow you to expand with the business enterprise that you are running. So on top of the equipment and grant scheme, we also have a program that is the Youth Leadership Development Program. In short, it is called YLDP. We are currently reviewing this program because we want to ensure that this program responds to the contemporary needs of our young leaders need. This program is a program that many of us have gone through at the time when we were also youth activists and youth leaders. It shapes young Namibians to become leaders through a program, intensive program that they undergo that focuses on various subjects relative to you becoming a successful young leader. And then the National Youth Council hosts on an annual basis various symposiums, various public lectures, and observes days that are extremely important in the youth space, such as the International Youth Day, Africa Day, Day of the African Child, and we also then facilitate important dialogues because we also have a contribution to make to ensure that we inform policy outcomes at a national level. The National Youth Council, very importantly, then also supports our structures. And this is where I really want to emphasize on ensuring that these structures, on behalf of government, implements the youth policy. How do we support our structures? The regional youth forums that I've mentioned is entitled to financial support from the council. Each regional youth forum would receive financial support from us on the conditions that are internal controls that they must account for previous funds that they received. We also have, from the 51 organizations, a budget that we allocated to each youth organization. And from this budget, each youth organization in turn must go and implement its activities that it has planned for the year. And how we do this is extremely important because these structures all have members. And through the support that they get from NYC, they are better positioned to serve their leaders. And I must say that the young leaders that are affiliated to the council and that are part of the regional youth forums are doing an incredible job. They have various activities at a very, very grassroots level, which really impacts the lives of our young people. Just recently, by way of example and illustrating the impact of these structures, is the Batani Youth Expo. The Batani Youth Expo was a platform that was facilitated by the Batani Constituency Youth Forum. That platform created an opportunity for young people in the constituency of Batani for the first time to receive information on issues that they can become productive citizens on. So we brought a lot of government institutions to Batani so that the young people can know, when I have a passion for agriculture, what is my entry point to get assistance from government? So we took the essential services of government to the constituency of Batani, and we had an opportunity for these essential services to showcase what they are doing, and how young people at a grassroots level can have access to it. And this really helps, particularly because our young people in our rural peripheries, they really do not have access to information. And through NYC, it is our duty to bridge the gap, to ensure that young people, one, have access to information, two, they know how to participate meaningfully in some of the plans that government has. By way of illustrating to you how we bridge the gap, end of September, next month, NYC will be facilitating capacity building workshops for young people in the country on this ambitious plan of government around green hydrogen. As NYC, we have a duty to ensure, one, firstly, young people understand what is green hydrogen. Because we just hear of green hydrogen, jobs it is going to create, the value it is going to bring in terms of the value chain that is within the conversation of green hydrogen. So as NYC, we are then saying, let us bring government's plans to the young people so that they understand, as a young person, how do I fit into this conversation of green hydrogen? But on top of it, how do we identify our opportunity and ensure that we also take part of this conversation of green hydrogen? So in September, towards the end of September, we will then be running capacity building initiatives, two, one in the south and one in Windhoek for the rest of our structures and youth bodies, to be capacitated, to be empowered with the information, with the necessary knowledge, and for them to be able to use this knowledge to go back into their constituencies and then train their respective members and fellow peers at a grassroots level. I can also share with you some of the dialogues that we facilitate that promotes pluralism, that promotes tolerance. In November, the National Youth Council will convene what we call the Political Youth Forum. The Political Youth Forum is a very strategic platform of council. This is where we promote pluralism, accepting different views, bringing our political youth leaders from the various political parties, our young MPs together, and having a dialogue on the socio-economic issues that affect young people. And this really is some of the incredible work that NYC is doing, and we also recognize that more can be done. And that is why we are deliberate around looking at ways to create income outside of government so that we expand on our reach and we ensure that we target more young people outside of the current group that we serve. Because we do have limitations that is always linked to funding. We receive our grant from the Ministry of Youth, and through that grant, we need to service our structures by way of supporting them. We need to pay salaries and wages for NYC's head office and its secretariat, and on top of it, we need to see what programs we can run. So really, Chairperson, Director of Ceremonies, this is really the summary of who the National Youth Council is and what we do. I briefly want to touch on the National Youth Service because we always get questions around how is NYC different from NYS. The National Youth Service is headed by Commissioner Felix Musukubili. The National Youth Service has a primary focus, and their focus is on voluntary service and other trade initiatives that make young people more employable. This voluntary service focuses on nationhood, discipline, and patriotism. The program that the NYS runs is, I don't know if you have seen these young people with a light blue uniform that sometimes works as security guards at various government institutions. Those are the products of the National Youth Service. They undergo voluntary training at Rietfontein, and then they have different levels at which they serve. And when they graduate, they can either choose to exit from the voluntary service or continue with team training that NYS also offers in different phases. And that really is the distinct difference between us as NYS and National Youth Council. National Youth Council focuses on youth development through various interventions, and mostly the target is our youth that have fallen through the educational system, our youth in the informal spaces, our youth that are in the rural peripheries, our youth that perhaps have not made it in the educational system, and then of course, and most importantly, the members of our national affiliates and the leaders that are serving in the constituency and regional structures. And then of course, under the ministry, there is also the Sports Commission, whose mandate is to sports as a tool for development. And the Sports Commission is really there to ensure that we ensure that our young people that have been identified with different talents in the sports fraternity is capacitated and empowered such that they can become professional athletes or participate in the different codes of sport at a very competitive level. So in summary, Director of Proceedings, this is the opportunities that are for young people within public institutions and non-governmental spaces when it comes to youth development. I want to pause here and allow my fellow panelists to also take the podium, but I am available for questions you may have when the floor is open for further questions and comments. Thank you very much.
Bush, this is not your words. Just ignore them. I'm talking to my fellow sisters and brothers and parents. Yeah. Let me once again say thank you, Comrade Bush, for that powerful statement and powerful remark. Also, maybe some of our sisters and brothers, you know that there is NYC and NYS. They have heard about the high fed which can do this on the educators, but now they say, oh, it's also high fed, and high quality and so forth. And I know that the other politicians come and look to those high quality studies, which most of us, even I myself, I just understand. This one is, yeah, but which is a good way to which we aim and pray that the nominated achieves that good way. Without wasting our time, I will call upon the Comrade Master Ephraim Nikongo, the SG of the Soko, but you need to do our parliament. Mr. Nikongo,
thank you very much. Recognize the church leadership of Church of Africa. I also want to recognize the leadership of the Church of Africa Youth League, who is our recognize the fellow youth leaders that have been working in there. Some of them we miss them. Comrade George Van, see my Central Committee of Software. I promised myself that when I was coming again, I would stick to why I was called. And in any way, I don't want to politicize the birthday of the Church of Africa. I want to confine myself, but without recognitions. First of all, I came to know Church of Africa Youth League during our time at the National Youth Council. In communication, I don't know what it is. Since I was there, we have contributed to the organization that we all know called National Youth Council. And I think we need to salute this organization because it has kept us together as young people, irrespective of our political affiliation or religious affiliations. We all belong to the country called Namibia, and I think National Youth Council has bound us together. That's the reason why you are seeing us here, although we sit in the chamber with my sister. Here we are. Sometimes when you see us, sometimes you think we are fighters. But because today we are church, we humble ourselves to the Almighty God. So that we walk together. The important thing is that as young people of Namibia, we must walk together. Why? We have only one common denominator. Right? We have one common denominator. Our challenges are the same. So that's why we need to work together. Okay? But allow me to say, Viva the Church of Africa, Viva! Viva! Viva the Church of Africa, Viva! Viva! It's not so important. So what is the Oh, Viva the Church of Africa, Viva! Viva! And long live the Church of Africa, long live! But from onset I said, well, thank you for trusting us as Swapo Party Youth League, as a secretary, and also as a member of parliament to come here and stand before you and give me a topic to talk about. I don't know what mode have they used to give me the topic they have given me, but I know the reason why, perhaps. Being in the National Youth Council, I've been a chairperson of a region called Oceania Regional Youth Forum. And it's not a secret. We have done wonders when it comes to opportunities and grants and maybe that's the reason why they have given me to talk about grants. But then when I came, I was then thinking, grant, church, politics. It put me in a different corner to say, what am I going to tell these people about the grant? What is that they want to know about the grant? And what is that they do not know about the grant? And then I said, okay, well, I'll try my level best to talk about grant. Now, first of all, we need to understand what is the grant. Just will ask me that. Grant is anything in form of a donation that is given to you for free, that you do not need to repay back. It could be money, it could be a donation that I was already asked to say, look at our chairs need assistance. So if we give any donations in that, it will be regarded as a donation, but yes, it's a grant. Now, in Namibia we have many grants, and I'll try my level of best to link you up to those grants. Okay? My analysis tells me, I'm being honest because I'm in church, we have many grants in Namibia, but if you take a dollar that you give, you roughly only receive about 25 cents at the grassroots, at every dollar that you are giving. Because the rest goes into logistics and what and what and what. At one point, different level, we advocated to say, perhaps this grant need to be brought in one basket so that they can be able to contribute meaningful to the development of our country. Okay? Sharonese here was talking about the grant that we give. National Youth Council have programs to give grants to young people. And I'm not going to talk about it because she already said that. The regional council, every regional council also give a grant called microfinance. They ask you to submit your proposal, and when you submit your proposal, they do the review, and they make sure that every constituency benefits. If you are from whatever constituency, they benefit. Then we have the Ministry of Gender. They have also a facility for grants. Sometimes they buy us a sewing machine, but that is depend on your preference. If you are the beneficiary, if you say you want a sewing machine, they will give it to you. As we speak, the Ministry of Industrialization is advertising what we call the equipment aid funding. I think it's running as we speak. If I'm not mistaken, it's running until end of September. So you have an opportunity now. If you want to be given maybe a machine to bake, or a sewing machine, or any machines, maybe to even add value to some of our products, you are welcome to apply through the Ministry of Industrialization. The Social Security, they have also grants. I did not see it for some time now. I only see that yes, they only give scholarship. But with the grant, I'm not sure, but I know for sure during our time we benefited to the tune of 2.5 million to implement projects. And also Social Security is one of those. So these are the facilities that are available, and there are many, many more. Some are even private, some are embassies of our different countries that also offer facility to donate to the community with the aims of developing our country. Now, when you are given a grant, there are always conditions. Because we don't just want to give you, or people do not just want to give you money, and then you go and buy your iPhone, and then at the end of the day, it's not benefiting the community. So there are always, there's the requirement. Secondly, there's also what is expected from you. So it's always advisable that you live within that mandate so that you don't misuse it, and then at the end of the day, you punish others people not to benefit from those grants. So we encourage young people, be it at organizational level, to apply and use those grants. However, for the past probably 30 years, we have been giving this grant. And I think time has come that we need to start perhaps reviewing this grant, so that at the end of the day, they can be able to contribute meaningful to the social development of our country. Sometimes we are 30 or 50 to receive a grant. It could be $1 million, it could be whatever. But at the end of the day, now let's assume it's a horticultural production. We got $1 million, we bought some equipment to use. And then when we started harvesting, we sell our Cambridge or we sell whatever. Now we raised maybe 20,000. Now 20,000 divided by 20, everyone gets 1,000, I guess. And sometimes we get tired and say, I have been volunteering my service here. The next thing is we see that the wheelbarrow is missing. The next thing that you see is that even the seats are stolen. We need perhaps to move in the direction of investing in people so that it becomes business. So that people at the end of the day can be able to meaningful say, look, I own this and I have to be responsible for it. But what you asked me was really to come and talk about the grants. I think I have done justice to this topic you have given me. I'll be sitting, and if you have any questions, I'll be available to answer. Thank you very much.
They are there sitting behind the past just there in front of you. Yeah. Safely. Thank you so much. Yeah. Obviously, now here for Nathan Garden Pocket for Parliament. From Kuram and Poshi that showed the people movement that you have been able
Thank you very much, and a good evening to, firstly, the leadership of the Church of Africa, our elders. Thank you for this opportunity. The leadership of the youth of the Church of Africa. Thank you very much for this invitation to this very, very prestigious and important recognition of the anniversary of the 60th anniversary of the Church of Africa. Before I go into my delivery or my speech, I would like to talk about how we do not recognize the important role the Church of Africa has really played, not only in ensuring that we protect our society currently, but in the history of apartheid. The Church of Africa was one of the first churches to put up arms against the white regime, the racist regime that was at that time. The Church of Africa, the leadership of the Church of Africa, held conferences and held meetings where they shared ideologies and strategies on how we can push this, embark on this journey of independence. And that is important. And we have to raise the importance of this church through the history of Africa and the history of Namibia. It is something I have not learned in the history books, but it's something that I've learned through my very good mentor, one of my mentors, Kapanda, Uncle Kapanda, and my neighbor and my father. But I want to stress that this is the importance. When we're looking at the 60th anniversary of this church, the history of this church should not be left aside. Now, when I looked into the topic that I got the topic of the urgency and the importance of youth participation. Now, given that we are in church and we need to be honest, I would like to reflect our reality. Now, we cannot have youth participation without me ensuring and giving the light of why youth participation is important. I need to shed light of our current realities, and that calls for youth to rise up in arms. Firstly, Africa has 60% of young people. It is the most youngest continent in the world. But statistic-wise, it is one of the poorest continents in the world. Why is that the case? We have in Namibia a youth unemployment rate of 46%. That is our reality. In Namibia, we have the population of the disability community who are about 200,000, that constitutes roughly 10%. Now with the census, we'll be able to really see how many people that we have living with a disability, but are left aside in job recruitments. They are not part of the selection. Even if companies state, during the criteria and the recommendations state that the persons with disability and women and youth will be first priority, that is not the case. Why is that our reality? I would like to give a quote of one of the greatest apostles to live on this earth, a political leader, and that is the late Martin Luther King. He once said that our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. Youth participation matters because the day we stop ensuring that youth are not participating in our economy, our lives end. That is the beginning to the end. Now we have policies that were really given in depth by my colleagues, and I really thank you for that, because not a lot of people are aware of the policies. But if I would like to go into the funding of young people, I would like to also, while I give my speech, I would like to look into some of the Asian countries, the Eastern European countries, and look at the models and policies that they have done over the decades, because they are one of the countries and continents that are being praised for high youth participation. Now, we cannot deny that in the heart of Namibia's progress lies the undeniable potential of youth. We are currently at crossroads for innovation and transformation, and therefore involving young people in critical decision-making platforms has never been more urgent. Now, there was a time during an Eastern European country, Armenia, that had a history of genocide, that had a history of economic difficulties. In 1990, they embarked on policy reforms on privatization and the increase of PP programs, which has led to a transition from stable wages and to the move of more casual, less formal jobs that we see today in the digital sector. How are they able to do that? By increasing participation in youth programs centered around employment. They were able to ensure that they reduced their youth unemployment to the percentage of 24% currently in Armenia. We have Ghana. Ghana in 1960 was one of the first. After the 1970s, most of the independent African countries had an economic instability because of the leadership, dictatorship, and political instability that they had, stability party. So Ghana was one of the countries that had an economic decline greatly. But they were able to do over the years to socially transform their economy through national social protection strategies that targeted youth in agriculture, youth in manufacturing over the span of 2009 to 2020 has now significantly decreased their youth unemployment. But everything that I'm saying has one thing in common. The youth are involved. The youth are the center. Now let's look at to Namibia. Now we want to ensure that young people are self-reliant, self-sufficient. There's a great need for entrepreneurship, right? There are a lot of young people in business that have ideas. And elderly members of the community and children as well. 55 million people. And with the span that the United Nations has estimated that about a total of 6 out of every 10 persons will be moving from the rural areas. That is a great de-urbanization in which ensures that young people are moving away from agriculture. It is not because we are not able to be farmers, because many of us have traditions that talk about farming. Many of us were daughters of farmers. Many of us were educated by farmers. So farming is in our blood as our community. We have people of the north that are good in crops. We have people in the central to the south that are good in cattle herding. So it is not a problem. What is the problem? Technology advancement and funding to ensure that small-scale farmers are able to transfer our economy, to ensure that they participate at a greater pace and that they answer the call for food security. Our nation is getting, by the day, more hungrier. And what do they say? A hungry nation is an angry nation. So young people should ensure that when we look at these issues, that our young farmers should be prioritized. Now, our young farmers only were able to give through during the quarterly review. We only received about 35% of the total loans given between 2022 and 2023. 35%. Well, you can say that the percentage looks good. But if you look at the total loan that was given of 74 million, that is peanuts to what is needed to transform agriculture. 74 million, out of that 74 million, 35% goes to young people. Just to buy a farm goes up to 5.5 million, 10 million, 3.4 million. Many of us owning a farm is a dream. We own farms when we go to sleep and wake up to our harsh realities. I'm going to be honest, because I believe in church we shouldn't lie. This is the realities that we face as young farmers. Now, getting 74.3 million, 35% of total loans will not take us to the great transformation that the Asian tigers were able to do through industrialization. They were able to increase their economies to a percentage of 70% through industrialization and manufacturing. The Asian tigers. Today, their economy is stable. Today, we can say that their young people have been empowered. Now we have great policies. Just as good as our constitution, we have really good policies. But implementation becomes the problem. The middleman becomes the problem. The tenderpreneur system of tenders becomes the problem. Because the policies do not reach the people. The funds do not reach the young people. You cannot have 7,000 young people storming and hurting the infrastructure and damaging buildings, desperate just to go and try and get a position for 1,000 jobs. 7,000 people. This is the reality of young people. The only thing that we can do is to increase our youth participation. Now, I'll tell you a funny story. I am part of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, so it's a body of parliaments through SADC. And when I came in there, they noticed that I'm quite young. And maybe they thought I was a journalist, or they thought I was part of the catering team. So as I was walking to go and sit with my other colleagues, they were like, no, ma'am, go, please move back. The kitchen is that side. Because I'm young. And you have people across the countries of SADC, when they were introducing themselves, they had the audacity to say that I am a young youth, a senior youth. What is a senior youth? If my panelist which just gave you what constitutes as a youth. If you are 50 and you are standing there saying, I am a senior youth, that ensures that you are denying the opportunities of young people to represent themselves. The fact that you are so embarrassed that you say that you are youth ensures that when you are on the table, there are no youths. We need to increase in participation through political engagement, through development projects by the NYC. We need to improve through the churches as well. We need grooming systems, because young people have a mindset that can transform and have ideas. I have worked with so many young people who have grand ideas, but don't have the funds and don't have the technology for it. I have a father, and I believe that my colleague before mentioned who my father was, and I think he's sitting outside waiting for me. He's about 71 years old, my dad. One of the most wisest person that I know. But when it comes to technology, unfortunately, our elders will struggle. So we have to assist them with the WhatsApp and assist with texting. Because that time has passed. The technology is meant for another generation. That is why my mind is fast enough to pick up how to share one message to 100 people through WhatsApp and social media. Because the generation has changed. Young people are able to close the gaps, the generational gaps that were, and the policies that were denied and that couldn't be passed from the previous generation. And we are able to articulate ourselves in a better condition because we live the realities on a daily basis. We are the ones who walk and have to take taxi for $15, having to deal with a $50 or $100 that you have to borrow from someone just to drop 5 or 10 CDs in a week. We are the ones who have to go home with a heavy heart because we cannot help and assist our elders who are probably blind, who are probably weak, and I need our assistance to economically help them to put food on the table. We are the ones that are committing suicide. We are the ones that are depressed because we have been denied youth participation. We have to be open and transparent about these conversations. We have to be open and truthful about our realities. Because we as young people are suffering. There is a saying of Frantz Fanon that out of relative obscurity, each generation has a task, either to fulfill it or betray it. So our generation, the older generation, have done a good job to take us out of slavery. They have fought just as the Church of Africa has fought against apartheid. But the journey for economic emancipation lies with the generation that you keep on denying them opportunity. And the more you don't allow young people to take part and be part of the table of decision making, the more you are going to impoverish your future generation. It's about time to increase youth participation so that we ensure that we have change of generational wealth. That as Africans we rise and are able to compete on international platforms and are able to bring our minds and are not seen as the outer continent. We are always begging. Statistics shows that they have spent roughly about 75 billion just on aid in Africa. There's a book that talks about why aid is so expensive. It's because the policies that are being attached to these aids do not look at the generation that needs it the most, as the young people. The moment that we include young people in our policies, our economy will flourish, as the Asian examples that I gave you. But now European countries have seen, because for some strange reason, the European countries are seen as a step ahead. They are noticing that they have the technology, but they don't have the manpower. So what do? Create policies to ensure that we continue to brain drain African continent, the African countries, pardon. Our young people are going to the UK, going to Canada to look for better opportunities. They are going to live in cramped homes, in flats where one person is sleeping on a bunk bed, the other one is sleeping on a bed just to send money home. Because our generation before us forgot that they had to give and carry down the baton and say that we have fought and now this is your chance. I'm too old to walk into this office. I can guide you from outside. But the person who has the energy, the mindset, the brain skills is you. Before I end, I'd like to give you another example of the Marshall Plan. Now, the Marshall Plan was a plan drafted by the American government shortly after the World War II to help aid European countries out of the economic difficulties and poverty that the war has caused. The main criteria was that they were going to ensure that they built jobs that look into infrastructures, jobs that look into technology, manufacturing, and industrial revolution. This, obviously, for their own reasons, they wanted to ensure that they increase their dominance as a supreme dominant nation. But however, the young people of that time were a priority through that Marshall Plan. The young people were employed. They were the ones able to ensure that the eastern countries that were in the war of that time are today the countries that are giving us aid through empowering young people. But with that, I would like to end by saying that as much as I gave you the statistics that scare us and that keep us awake and that give heartache to our elders, the decision to change and economic transformation lies with us. We need to ensure that we have a seat on the table. We need to ensure that Mutara Mofu is not going to all the panel discussions because she's one of the only few young people to represent Parliament. We need to ensure that we have more young voices in parliamentary caucuses. We need to have more young faces in the corporate world, leading top strategic positions. And the power lies with us here today. And I really want to thank you for inviting me today. Thank you very much.
because you get the you know about those guys. We got to figure out yeah.
Directors of Ceremony, Mr. Edmund Javerat. Director of Ceremony, Mr. Javerat, and the entire Church of Africa Youth League, thank you for once again granting me an opportunity to raise this event with my presence here. Let me acknowledge and appreciate my fellow panelists, my sister, Ms. Cherolis Bush. I remember vividly the night of the court fountain, and unfortunately our brothers were there at the likes of Dolores and no longer amongst our midst. However, politics, besides being harsh and ruthless, leaves memories with us to carry to our place of rest. Mr. Edgar in the Congo, SG of the official leading political party of the country, as hard as that might sound to pronounce welcome to the Church of Africa. Mr. Shadokoro, President of the Church of Africa Youth Branch in Windhoek, I greet you, my comrades. I don't want to waste the time on these comrades. You are the President of Ludo Youth League. You are welcome and greeted. It is very unfortunate tonight that I will have to speak after the likes of Uta and spoken because their English seems to be several lines away from mine. However, what is important tonight is that the congregation and the youth that are here tonight take away my message. So unfortunately, when I can't travel to deliver my message in English, I will emphasize so in Oshipanderu or Oshire. Let me first and foremost like to wish the Church of Africa a happy birthday, although the main day is tomorrow. The church that, if one knows history very well, has caused the birth of a certain Kwebe Darabwa, as both my parents originated or are roots of this church. Reflect how government view the youth. I'm going to subdivide this further in 4 sectors. Firstly, education, employment, health, and economic emancipation in agriculture. Now, it is true that the law has accorded a right to education, and policies dictate that such law is protected. Unfortunately enough, it is part of the Bill of Rights, which to today are duty of such right, or such policies that go hand in hand with the right to education is a problem. One has the opportunity to education, that is good. Unfortunately, there is a certain Mr. Shibumino or Ehange that hails from Omibanda in the Eastern constituency who does not have access to a university. If he is far in the northern region, in a remote area, does not have access to a basic classroom. So, besides the opportunity being there, and besides the legal frameworks provided for it, they fail to cater for its enforceability. There is a student financial assistance fund, the one the likes of me and Brazilian Kashmir refuse to pay their date. That fund is granted to students who have fulfilled the requirements and gotten the entry points to the university, minimum I believe 25, to sustain themselves, both to cater for either tuition and non-tuition fees. However, there are regulations and restrictions put on this fund. When I wanted to do my degree with UNAP, and I applied, when the total earnings of both my parents add up to a certain amount that is prescribed by the institution, I'm not qualified or entitled to that grant. That, however, leaving out the fact that my parents have 8 children to support, including me. Therefore, that, if not, I don't know whether it's a fortune or a case that my dad suddenly lost his job, I was able to reapply and get that grant. But if someone's father did not lose their job that day, would they have been entitled to such grant? So these are some of the regulations we should look into and try to amend and attempt to beat each case based on its merits. The next item is health. Now, you will find that when you get to health facilities in the country, a basic example, the Kapula Clinic has a sector of children. The will ask you either to come in front of you, or you will have to say they should come in front of you due to the age. We are Africans, we are raised and rooted on principles and values, and elder people are the figure in our society. That shows that the youth is not catered for in terms of health, because we are not prioritized over the other groups, being the elderly and being the children. So it is very key that those in government, those here to look into such things. Agriculture and economic emancipation. Now, my brother has talked about grants. There is a certain grant catered for youth and women by the agreement of the media that does not require collateral. That on its face would seem like a very good offer. However, and I believe this is one thing that limits the youth from being entitled or benefiting from these grants. Comrade Nekomo spoke of what do you say, the grant from the agency?
Microfinance.
Yes, microfinance. And it is correct that we are trying to regulate and know how to make the system of knowing who to select, to select farms or Guinean small enterprise business owners who do not know how to come up with business proposals. And just by the mere fact that they cannot do that, they are infringed upon or they do not get access that they need. The elders in our country are entitled to a kind of 1,000, yeah, whatever the amount is. But the grant is there. It exists. No elder is questioned what they use the grant for. Some of the unfortunate elders are taken by the kids to where the grants are being handed out. And just right there and then the grant is taken from them. But that is not the business of us, or the government, or the affiliates, or the young people here. However, when it comes to there is no grant, a social grant for all youth or for all unemployed youth. The very first question they will ask is what the youth will use that money for. And before you answer it, the one next to the one that asked will tell you that they are going to bring that money up. And they are going to use that money irresponsibly. And that is a bad reflection upon our youth. I'm going to conclude with the aspect of employment. And then who should help in this area. When posts are advertised, provision is made, encouragement is put out to the youth, women, disabled, and marginalized people. The unfortunate part of men in those categories, but of the youth. However, the encouragement, you'll find that amongst the regulations is a clause that says one should have experience of at least 5 or 4 years. How is one that left university recently supposed to get employment with such regulations in place? Let me go back. Loans and grants, loans actually by banks require that you have collateral. Murigo does not have a house, nor does he have his family's name as a young person. How is it provided for? Catered for in that regard. The aspect of funds, and it is very key that us as political parties, us as government, us as churches and private members of society start getting involved in activism. Because 33, 34 years later after independence, there exist redundant laws such as the law that relates to land that encourages a will settlement via policy, so to call it. Willing buyer has a discretion to name a price they believe is of the value of their farm. And that price is never below the margins of $1 billion, or if not higher. If a farm costs $1 billion, how will a young person that regulations and laws exist. How we manage it as a young person. Besides the policies and education, there of course exist numerous challenges, this being corruption, mismanagement of funds, lack of entrepreneurship skills, and or basic education by the young people, and nepotism, amongst others. Therefore, my proposal Madam Bush, my executive, you have clearly defined to the congregation tonight that a person who is a youth is amongst the margins of 16 years to 35. The board members of the National Youth Council are within that margin. However, staff members of such institutions and heads of the Minister of Youth can say the head of such institution is above the age limit. Is it really true that the youth cannot run the institutions that were founded with the primary purpose of representing them? I propose that further here, because I know that this is an opportunity to deal, because you serve in various decision-making. Yes. Please, when drafting policies, they should explicitly consider the youth, and they should just enforce the ability clauses in them, prescribing how the youth will benefit. Please, members of parliament, my brother Congo and all, favor the motion of youth being able to get social grants. It will uphold us during the time we are not in debt. It will reduce crime and stop us from grabbing the money from our elders when they get such grants. This will also help to decentralize government and shift the burden from government, because key and timely institutions are involved in the process of building and molding our society. I believe I will conclude with that in a moment of further questions. Thank you.
Zimbabwe party so kushikanai Simba City nai pia na no matter no formula that replaces the front of A. 1 + 1 is equal to 2 are told by A. 2 minus 10 it can't have it from A. Yes, my first secret class to school was A. Yes, I fell in love with the boys and character I think of a creature called A. My dream was to become a preacher to avoid contact with A. Little did I know that if a preacher has to go through the hands of A, the one who go through an iron read and write A, which is the warfare of this world right in the hands of A. Every community, every state is A. This poem was written by A. I am A.
Translate.
Thanks for the information that was shared. But I'm going to be away from my work Islam, I think, because I try to listen to everything, but I'm yet to know this. I think it's so palatable to, it's a discourse to the individual, but I need to be united there. Let me use this as an example of point of departure. And in some of you speakers have commented to it. We have, I think, Honorable Modu has spoken about it, that we are losing some skills that are leaving the country, and I agree with you. And topics that I listened to from legal perspective, the youth representation from why don't we have young people that participate in making. I'm part of youth organization. I'm part of youth organization, Casino Youth Group, Harlem Group, being part of the youth council. And I to hear of Honorable Motu is when she became part of Parliament, from the University of Columbia. I would love youth organization or he has been involved in youth mentorship or he became member of Parliament. I thought you were going to share that experience so that we learned that we could be without Honorable Jacob, the fact that you have said it is emerald. Do you think the conditions that are put in place encourage young people to participate in realistically to make really an impact? Like, does that encourage people to come forth or discourage them? If a young person can fundraise more than 50,000 to leave this country, I've been blessed. Why is that happening? I'm yet to be awakened from my traumatic start. Thank you.
Can you pass?
Good evening to us at large. I have a question for the speakers this morning. Respectfully, I have a question to any of the speakers. This question addresses the youth. Are there any policies set to mitigate the access of youth members into institutions or educational facilities? And this other question is for our youth representative to the Parliament. For youth members who find the way to leadership positions, what platform will they go to stand forth for youth and engage in youthful acts, or let me say campaigns, to motivate the youth to participate in more? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the cause of self. I go by the name of Mafepi Kadima. I have a question for the panel. My question is simply what I can sum up of all four of you. There is a gap. I want to know why is there such a huge gap? 33 years. For example, Ms. Bush, there's grants and schemes that you just mentioned that you gave us. And then these grants, like some of us it's the first time that we are hearing about them. Do you guys have campaigns that you go out there? I don't live in rural areas. I have been living in Windhoek. So for me that I've been living in Windhoek, why have we not heard of these gaps? That's what I want to know. And then I just really want to address a question to our members of Parliament, Honorable Motu and Congo, sorry. I think 2 months ago, there were bills that were tabled in Parliament. There were motions of some, but then they were approved or something like that within 2 months. It was about, let me put it loosely, who had all the nonsense.
Language.
But then these bills were taken into account within the agency. But then
we've been talking about unemployment trends. We've been talking about unemployment state of emergency. We have been talking about for the longest time, but then there's no agency given to this. But then we are the future leaders. We are the so-called the next generation. Are we who's fooling who?
Good evening, dear panelists. All. Yes, two questions. The first one is related to Mr. Neko, communication. Okay, you spoke about the grants. For me, actually, my first hearing of some of these grants. Can you just maybe give us a brief of the requirements and all that, or the requirements of these grants? And then the second question, is okay, and I know of most of them, the opioid league, and all that. So I'm a youth leader, and I want to know maybe the criteria that you use to even select or what the registration process actually, and then all the requirements as well. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
My name is Elimura. I think I'm a member of Africa. My mom is very well. Yeah, in this my age, still out in the secondary life. However, this evening, I have to commend all the committee, particularly for Church of Africa, who made this possible. And I think you colleague, you made my day. It is my ever first time to see a son of the daughter of Sweden, Utara. I used to see him in social media, and I know he's not and particularly for the onset, to use this opportunity to extend my special greeting to my comrade, SG from last month. NYC have contributed heavily to my programming for Paris. That's the type of the leadership that we are looking at, and we salute for that one. And my question that I would like to put into that is for comrade from National Youth Council particularly, cognizance of the fact that the forum is in, is very dialogue between women Christian concern, particularly once you come to procurement. How does it work at National Youth Council? And apart from that, is the narrative of unemployment. What are the long-term strategy do we have at National Youth Council as the answer to the narrative of unemployment? And the last one is to the daughter of Israel. Can you share with us the distinction between policy and art? How does this do, what are the difference between policy and art? And for my comrade from all my Israel party, it's the question of youth participation in decision making. If we still give you another chance, how do you prepare in terms of youth empowerment? What program do the national support party do have in place, which is relevant to the empowerment of our young people? And lastly, how is the support party ready to address the question of the youth apathy? Because the question of the youth apathy has become a popular topic in Namibia. Can you share with us some light on that particular aspect, if the time can allow you? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm not really going to use it. I'm the Kapita Jekuni. I have taken Canadian for 2 years. Although I left, yes, you're something very important. You're speaking
Yes.
quite very important, which is unemployment. And obviously, someone's raised something about the tribe. But I think we should change the paradigm. The paradigm has changed to Finland. If you look at the Finland unemployment, it's 4%. We are speaking of 46%. So, and as a matter of fact, every time that 4% in Finland drops, the parliament goes to a meeting. We are at 46%. How come it looks very normal to our country? So, I think that's something that we really need to address. Secondly, Shumitini, blame to Ramundam. Kusha, Manamuka Hamani, Yamadawani, Mano, Pajamahamu, Maham, we always not to push or point fingers there. Why? Because the street.
A translator. The interest they want to do.
Everything is in there. Guys, the more you read, the more you know. You'll never know. Knowledge is what?
Give me that one.
For the spirit that I have given you is not about power. Where will you get power from? From reading. If you don't read, you don't have knowledge. For the past many years. Now,
Because we just need to see the Sunday. How would you? Yes, it does.
Thank you very much for your question. I'll answer the three questions to the first gentleman that is his number. First and foremost, you are aware on the current challenges that faces young people. Therefore, the topic was the urgency of young people to be involved. But however, due to the fact that I am also one of the active young people, I work firstly activism. However, I'm lucky enough to be one of the young people who directly went to the mother body of their party. I served at the age of 21 as a national spokesperson for the Landed People's Movement. So it was the type of political party that I joined that ensured that young people don't have to go through new leagues to get strategic and important political positions. I have a colleague that her name is Joyce Mulengwa. She was a former national spokesperson as well, and she's currently the head of human rights department in my political party. She is part of the PAC, she's in our political bureau, and she's just 27 years old. So, I was an active young person, just like any other young person. I was not different from any of the gentlemen that raised questions. I was a young person, and then after my policies, I spoke on platforms, and when I was leading this job for the masses, that was the wake-up call for me to join politics. But like I said, I was active and I was fortunate enough to affirmative action. So it is something that is supposed to be by the CEA's manifesto. So it is what each political party would like to envision how their economy, social development strategies would be like. We understand that every election year, we come up with manifestos where each political party brings up topics and tries to lobby support. So policies therefore also which type of ideology identify themselves as. For example, a political party is center-left. Center-left is a socialist party that does not shy away from capitalism. Then you have other parties such as PN that are center-right, the more conservatives. They have similarities to the Republican Party in America, etc. So that is a policy. It's basically that. And then an act means a law. Law which is passed through Parliament, introduced as a bill or discussed motions standing on the later on the campaign referred to as a law or a law. And it is something that permanently, unless circumstances change, and that's the difference in the short run. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I remember at the beginning, I said that I want to come into politicize. When you provoke, you get what you want. I think I'm in that situation now. Yes. Yeah. The provocation was allowed to change. So therefore, respectfully, I have to do what I have to do. Yes, the questions of why are the youth not participating in decision making is a question of all of us. Why? Who stopped you? That should be the first question. Who stopped young people from participating in decision making? You take me now back to my practice so that I don't want to know. Talk about the structure in 121 districts. You call them districts, you call them constituencies. Now, our structure through the party empower all the young people to be able to participate in those platforms. And those are platforms where decisions are supposed to be taken. The question is, are we then taking ourselves there? Where are we? Let's not blame each other. What we rather face ourselves and say, but when they are section B, because I'm not talking about master. When they are section B, where do I stay? How do the elder know that it's a section meeting and I do not know when I'm the youth? Classical, let's go to the village. So village meeting, who are the secretary of those meetings? Was it supposed to be us? Where are we? So I think we need to ask that question to say, sometimes we are the one who are closing our door because we have participated. The elders will not come and get us and say, hello, come to the meeting so that you know the grants are discussed there. So therefore, sometimes we are the one who are closing ourselves. And I think, I personally, I have said at the section, I have said that the grant I cannot come to the secretary of the building. It's because I identity through the structure. So the problem that we have is that we want to jump from the down to the top. You will fall because you do not know the thing. That's the question also of moving. That's how the moving happens. I, for one, believe we need a coexistence. It's not just about air. We need a coexistence. Whether it's the elders, I stay from the wisdom. But because I'm energetic and I'm fast, I must be able to be there. And that's what But let's not close ourselves and blame other people to say we are not included. Now let's look at how then one become a member of parliament. You become a member of parliament through your party, isn't it? So with that means that you must go through the processes of your party. If your party says they are only picking from the street and saying you are a member of parliament, well, let it be. But other parties have processes that we need to follow. And as young people, we must be able to follow those processes so that we become the member of parliament. However, being a member of parliament does not mean that you see the decision when you want. I don't believe it. So you have many platforms, for example, my party where I come from, I could take decision at central committee or political bureau of the party. Now the question is how do I get to those positions? Then asked me the question of the requirements of grants. Yes, I agree with you to say yes, they might not be encouraging us to go and participate. And that's the reason why we need to demand for those requirements to be grants, so that they will be able to benefit from those grants. And that's why some of you asked, for example, the DBA, we went to say, can you come up with a program for professional? You come from BTC, but you don't have a curriculum, you want funding. That program is still available with the DBA. Yes, you spoke about agreement. Yes, well, it is a question of us to see how we improve. But all what I must say is that we must appreciate that program is there. The question now is how should it be better so that the benefit they get the beneficiary, which is us as young people and the women. But the program is there. That's a good thing we must acknowledge. The bill that was passed in Parliament and priority was not given to employment. We don't create an agency to discuss employment, unemployment. Well, Parliament got its own way of doing things. And I'm not here to speak on behalf of Parliament and the Speaker. They have their way of doing things. But what I must emphasize here is that we as members of Parliament, we were taken in for a workshop around those bills. Before then, they were people. And our party have their own way of doing things. The chief whip were called in, they had a deliberative meeting, they discussed those things. Before then, we just went to it was not just merely a dialogue. It's a process that has taken place. But yes, you are taking me now to the issue of unemployment. Yes, colleagues, unemployment is a concern for all of us. All of us, irrespective of our political affiliation. Unemployment is a concern for all. But maybe I must then also educate you to understand where are we coming from as a country. 90% when people came from exile, well, there was a solution of unemployment. Because when the government came, there was no employment. Yeah, yes, I can say whatever, but I want just to take you there. But there was also a deliberate move made to create employment for our people. But we must also remember that the population of Namibia in 1990, the population of Namibia nowadays is a mile apart. Okay? What happened? I think where we must agree is that we focus more on training ourselves. Government will make sure that resources is made available for every student to go to school. Now, we for the part to say, now, when we are training, are we then training based on the skill that we need, for example? Or are we just training for the sake of training? Remember, at one point we had models. And the COVID came, well, everyone was absorbed. And we were then saying, there is this match between the institution with what they are producing, but what therefore we are hungry. Why? Because the farmers are not there. They are not farmers. So therefore, there is that all of us jointly to look at this issue and see how do we create employment. You can talk about that, but if I ask you, say, what should we do? Government cannot create employment. Government should create conducive environment for investment, like what we are talking about today, so that at the end of the day, when the investors are here, they can then be able to create employment. Government should be able to create funding for entrepreneurs to create business for people to be employed. But if we are saying government must recruit people in defense force and whatever, why we are speaking, we are already speaking about the way we are already have reached about 46%. So therefore, it's investment and we must encourage our government, especially to create grants and create funding so that we can be able to create business too. But we must never come and say government will improve. If we are doing that, then we will end up talking to anything because all the money that will collect will get. Then we must talk about how we then add value to our natural resources that we have. How are running? That's the discussion that we must be able to talk about. Say, government fund so that manufacturing began for electricity or whatever. Maybe time, I'm not sure, I hope there are many questions that I want to attend, but I think that is what I wanted to say.
Thank you. I answered the questions that were directed to me. My two colleagues have said around youth participation. And I believe that youth participation is a serious concern because we see that there is less interest of young leaders to avail themselves to the call of national duty and nation building. And I want to say as follows that youth participation must not be limited to where young people participate. There is a proverb that says it takes a village to raise a child. And I really want to speak on it because it's a conversation that must extend beyond when a political party to go to parliament. The same applies on the local, but there was a call of national duty and national responsibility. And that comes with a lot of sacrifice that young people must be able. And as young people, we must take this very seriously because this means you must at times be able to say no to friends, to be able to say no to party, to children having a good time, to educate yourself. Because when you become a young leader, you become an extraordinary citizen. You become extraordinary by saying no to immediate things that may seem like a having a good time, but at the end of the day, that help you to become a more disciplined citizen. And we don't see that of our young people today. You will find the churches empty, but you will find the nightclubs full. And these are the things that we are saying. What kind of citizens are we raising? You will find youth meetings on Friday. There's no youth in at the youth meeting on Friday. But go to a club that's happy, you will find them in hundreds. And these are the kinds of conversations you say, what kind of young people are we raising today? Because there's a decay in our morals and our values. And when we start to lose our young people to social evils, we must be running as a nation. Because it took me 10 years in youth development to reach the level where I was. I started in high school, but I remember my journey in leadership. It came with sacrifice. You hardly have friends because you're always volunteering to go to meetings. And when we even volunteer to those meetings, sometimes you have to borrow $10 or $20 because you have no money. And you are fine with a pack of knickknacks because you know at the end of the day, you have to sit in on these meetings. Because in those meetings, it's where you are prepared. It's where you see how you interact with senior leaders. Some of these things are not taught in school, how to chair a meeting. You are not taught that in school. You are taught this through real interaction at platforms. And young people today, when you ask them to volunteer, what is the first reaction? How much am I getting paid? But those years we sacrificed. We were not paid. We were even walked on the solo that because it's something that is not often spoken about, but there is a serious decay in our morals and in our values. Now I'd like to perhaps respond to the questions that were posed to myself. On affiliation, the National Youth Council has 3 criteria on which you become part of the NYC family. You can affiliate at a constituency level, meaning that you only operate within that certain constituency. Or you can affiliate at a regional level, meaning that perhaps you have youth organizations that are in one or more constituencies and therefore only want to be affiliated at a regional level. And if you are a progressive youth organization that has a footprint in the whole country and you are quite active countrywide, you can become a national affiliate. And the minimum requirement for you to become a national affiliate, it must then mean you must have members and activities in 7 more regions so that you can qualify to the status of being a national affiliate, because there are certain privileges that comes to a national affiliate. And these privileges are limited to their participation in the General Assembly, the RT, and also the financial and technical support that we render to the council. But I can share with you the criteria for this constituency, regional and national affiliate through the forms that we have at the office. It can also be emailed to the young people that would like to become a part of the NYC. And then I want to speak briefly on the issue of unemployment. Colleagues, in as much as, yes, there's a real challenge that we have with youth unemployment, I also want to say that it's not as if we're sleeping on it, because it's a real challenge that even threatens our peace and security. But have we also taken time, especially as young leaders, to look and critically assess the fact that Namibia is the first African state, the first African country that has availed itself for a peer review through the APRM. The APRM stands for the Africa Peer Review Mechanism, which is a body of the African Union through which African continents does a peer review to look at what's working in your country, what is not working. And we were the first African state that opened ourselves up to the APRM to come and do a critical analysis on unemployment. And they came up with an incredible report that speaks on what structural and policy reform must take place for us to address youth unemployment. And it is quite straightforward. When you speak around education, the reform in the education that needs to take place for us to be aligned to the job market. It speaks around policy reform that we need to look at insofar as changing the structure of our economy. And I would also like to encourage you as young leaders here tonight that are in the audience to familiarize yourself with that document. Because what we need to do as young people, we need to start speaking the same language insofar as the kind of policy reforms that we want to see that must make it much more easier to be a young Namibian. And so there's a very important document that I think I'll also share with the leaders of Church of Africa, using to ensure that it's disseminated widely across to you as members so that we can familiarize ourselves with such important information, and that we start also using platforms such as the National Youth Council and your own youth organizations to start advocating for policy reforms that is measurable, that is able to be realistic, and that can have a real meaningful impact at the end of the day. I further want to say that National Youth Council's duty, is per se not to create employment. We are not an institution that exists to create employment. Our mandate is youth development. But there are sectors within government through various ministries that must foster employment creation through the various initiatives that they are mandated with. And I'll give you an example. Ministry of Agriculture can then, as a sector, enable employment creation through the various initiatives that they have. Ministry of Trade as well. But Ministry of Youth is not, and the agencies under the Ministry of Youth does not have a mandate to create employment. Youth development is to ensure we upskill, empower young people to be productive citizens so that they remain positive actors, but not per se create an employment to say you are working for the National Youth Council or the National Youth Council has this initiative we are employing. I hope the difference is a bit clear. To say that at NYC, yes, we do have staff, of course, where we have employment, but our mandate is we do not exist to create employment for young people. Then the youth development initiatives that must empower. I think I've dealt with this. So I have already said that.
it is necessary that policies that do not benefit youth are informed. I'm hearing that the National Youth Council is not mandated to create employment, but in reforming the policies, I want that mandate to exist within the MSC. Thank you.
Yes.
It's up another time. We're starting at
Okay, good evening, everybody. I just I want to appreciate the youth that created this platform for youth interaction with youth that are leading us and with the rest because information was shared. And so, to the Church of Africa, happy 60th anniversary, and I wish you all the best in Africa. However, I want to say one thing briefly and I'll ask the question. And basically, this is the question of youth and development. As per my personal view, after reading a number of documents and looking at the Namibian economy, youth unemployment, we have an unemployment problem in the country. Now, because the youth are the most or the highest percentage, they tend to be affected more. Our economy is not doing very, very well. COVID is an issue, and then you have maladministration, corruption, and all those other things that is influence the economy. Now, in my view, solving this question, I'm not an economist or anything. You just read a thing or two, and you get yourself to understand this at level. You have institutions. As a government, you want to have a broader tax base. That is very important. You have a broader tax base, you collect more revenues, and then you are able to do more things for more people. Now you have a small private sector, and then you have a big public sector with a heavyweight bill. Now, some of these things are imbalances that are going to take us long to get to solving unemployment as a question, for instance. So if you want to provide as a government, and therefore my brother definitely also to disagree a little bit with you. Sorry, everybody's getting wrong tonight. I didn't want to. So you want to, as a government, what you do, because we are a mixed economy, what you do as a government is that you basically provide incentives that are going to foster entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the fourth basic factor of economics. You want to foster entrepreneurship so that you can, by creating jobs, you create a larger tax base. A larger tax base, the government gets more taxes and helps more people. But in the absence, why you have this small private sector, the government is really trying. Good initiatives such as SME Bank. Due to corruption and maladministration, we do not have SME Bank anymore. You have DBN, entrepreneurs are complaining about their ideas, so now we have fear of bright ideas going to DBN and others. So we have that institutional problem in the country. However, it is something that can be solved, and I love that Honorable Mr. Armanian takes that because the involving youth is really, and also of course prioritization of this unnecessary SOPs that we have amongst us. Now, ageism, colleagues, is a real thing. Ageism is real. You find people that go through the right processes or processes that are deliberately put in place when you are told that you need to serve in a party for 20 years or 10 years for you Because through you have the Arab Spring, for instance, it brought change because of youth activism. You have significant various changes. If you have looked at Niger, there is a youth. How do you foster activism in the youth so that you can get them, like the European Manifesto states, from being good citizens to being active citizens and participate? Because you are right, the youth sometimes just like that. It's really good. So how do you foster activism within the youth so that we can fix the challenge? Thank you.
The last one, was it you? The last one, yeah.
All the panelists, so that we can ask those questions later. Please, we are out of time.
My name is I have just a question maybe from the legal framework or other ways we had shared or discussed on the legal. So the topic, the heart of the bill was passed on self-employment was the Prime Minister which only stands now with the President to sign. So my question is that do you think the President is going to sign it? Or if is, how long does it take for President to sign a bill if it's enacted?
Very briefly, our job is imploring the youth ready to take the initiative. We have laid the groundwork for them. We have done our part to establish a youth council, to establish council, to establish Swako Youth League. Our time has passed. It's now for the young people ready to take leadership. By coexisting that leadership is based on culture. Without you preserving your traditions and culture, without you understanding who you are and where you come from, you are in your traditions, customs, and participation. So that's how we are defined. So I would love to see the youth of Africa full of youth members. When I was a youth leader from Church of Africa, this church to be full of young people. I was very much impressed by the choir which I saw this evening because I see maybe it's because of the festival or the anniversary, but I hope that the youth that I saw today in great number would continue to attend church, to partake in church activities, ready to reclaim our glorious past. So I think as an elder of the church, someone who has been here and who continues to be here, I would love to see our youth expressing those concerns within the activities of the Church of Africa and within the organization of the one youth organization where you come from. Leadership starts from within. Then you cannot climb the tree by the branches. You need to start out. So I'm very thankful and as someone who's now based on the fact our faith, I must really express my gratitude to the organizer of this event and our panelists here. I am speaking as the director of the church. So, although I'm not the one to say the thank you, but I thought keeping quite ready would do a disservice to this great evening. And I hope that this will not be the last time that you will be involved, because I do not want politicians only to appear at our church when it is the time of election. We need assistance to grow. Please do not reflect to my comments. Thank you so much.
I'm not sure whether it was really a question for my sister, but I appreciate that we all differ. And I think this congregation alone brings us together when we know people agree, people are going to disagree. But yes, now your question now how to foster activism. Well, maybe that now different because we are coming from different houses. It's very difficult for you to answer to say how does LGB foster activism from your side and how should I from our side. But the important thing, my fellow colleagues, we need to be serious with ourselves. Just yourself, don't go anywhere. Be serious with yourself. Activism means you must be able to participate. But now, how do you participate if you are not serious with yourself? Do you understand? So, if you are just somebody who goes and just drink, and you are not responsible, activism will not come. So, just need to introspect yourself, serious, so that then activism will start from you. I think that's where I want to end it. And that's able, if it's within your political party or within your church, people will come and vote for you. Never. They will only see you if you are here. But if you are not here, you can't see. Thank you.
Just to add to what my colleague is saying, if I were to look at it from the perspective of the definition of activism is broad. So I think in the context of the look at the tree that she says, never did you look at activism from politics. Activism is through fashion arts. Activism is, in fact, if you look at the history of how people vote in this country, you have America, travel all over the world for black churches to music. And that was a form of activism. So I think there needs to be an awareness that must be raised, and that's a responsibility for us as leaders to also educate the young generation on what activism is. There's young people on this new, I think this younger generation, younger than me, they have this cancel culture. They cancel you on Twitter. You say something that they feel is misogynistic or is against women or is anti whatever. They will start campaigns to smear your name and get you fired. So that is also another form of digital activism. But I think the important thing is we also putting too much blame on citizens when in fact it starts from when we are younger. In fact, in our schools, we're not even educated on the Constitution. So our children don't even know what's right or wrong. They don't know where their rights start and where their right begins, right? And where it ends, where the other person's right begins. So if we don't have that foundation in educating our 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 30-year-olds on what the Constitution says through the education system that we have paid, that strong activism in Brazil. Those are people who know through the education programs, they know where they come from. They know what it is as a new kind of fighting. What is I fighting for? Their history is not one-sided. Their history is inclusive. When I fight for my ancestors who fought for me because I am aware through my education where I come from. Our education is not like that. Our education does not empower us to stand out. Because I think this example, when I remember in 2019, the leftist people movement sent me to go and march against Donald Trump in Venezuela, against the type of dictatorship that he was trying to put on the people of Venezuela to try to take Maduro, the president, off. I spoke to a 6-year-old, and that 6-year-old told me, because I was asking him, why are you here, why are you marching? The 6-year-old told me, because I know through my history, and because I know the great history of the people of Venezuela, how socialism is fighting for the rights of me as a Latino, affected my people, and how if I take us as a 6-year-old and fight, how America is going to exploit everything and how we exploit all other countries. Then I basically used a 6-year-old told me this. But the same time, it was one of the yoga decided to become activism. Education was the very foundation that created a strong activist. I think Africa we have to plan.
Thank you so much.
Our mind is very brief on how to foster activism. Activism is linked, of course, like I said earlier. And the only way we as young generation can really promote activism is locating our generational mission and understanding it. Because whether the generational mission is economic emancipation, it must unite us such that we all speak the same language. If we understand what our generational mission is and our generational purpose, regardless of your political background or your social background, it will unite us such that we will fight a battle and own it because we know what we are working towards. And that is really my response, how to promote activism amongst young people.
I think the work of activism is exhausted. Our second reason was question. I believe the president comes from a political party and he has advisors. Therefore, I think the political will and the circumstances will inform you on when to stand and how to behave. I'm really in a position to answer that. And the other external forces such as the human rights and foreign aid will also affect the signing of that faith.
Yeah, we palikana wetu ingara mautuga obikimu kinokuba kuba bikumanya ngotuga bizeje bereketu ngoja chini kwena kumwera kumwera mara wewe kutinda wewe ndio tabia kutoka nanga kwa mambo kwa we are still here celebrating Sunday. So this join us every day to celebrating our 60th anniversary with other boys, yes, and others. Limba, mitanda namba pamale ya kuja kuendelea kwa kiasi ndio usichagua anachapa misicho wao ya kwenda 60 anasema pia kauli hii anajaribu kupata
Oh, we know, okay. Yeah.
apparently that we're getting is defended by Comrade Kalapa from Zwane, the likes of Yedera. What I actually said is that I just asked a question that will confirm our ignorance as young people. And those that know should not answer, neither whisper those that are near them. And my question was to say, when you take the Councillor of Constituency of John Pandemi, I'm asking this question because some of these very same processes and advantages, be it grants or whatever that we mentioned, even recruitment of police and defense force and everything are being processed by these very same councillors that I'm asking. That constituency councillor's office is this building, just opposite this area. And I know for sure again that close to 90% of those of us that are here, apart from those from the political affiliations that maybe used those facilities at one time because of conferences, faculty, or so on, we have never knocked there to see this very same thing that we are saying that we are being deprived of or neglected and so on. So while we are pointing, the remaining fingers are actually pointing us that it's up to us. In my conclusion, my task was just simple. Although even if the word itself is so short, that person that is forever given that task has never managed to say it in a smaller time frame. Yeah. I also want to make a serious disclaimer. Neango kushitonga hulu kwa kereka ya Afrika, no mitanda kereka ya Afrika, kabino rupa nukambia no tero yo mambo ngezi gironga onga wano wigena. Comrade Nokongo, at one time you reverted back which where like the other comrade person on the other day, don't spend where it's not itching. When the moderator wanted to say, reminded you that we are in church here. I want you and the whole table to take note in the media houses that neither is our intention or whatsoever. However, even as we are Christians, we will not hit the Bible or the preaching. And also to the high level, neither do we hit democracy or politics. We need those things that the young people were asking and so on and so forth. Oh, you would be no matter what I also have not necessarily. I want to attack the master of ceremony of not acknowledging me, my presence here as a former board member of National Council. Even all the speakers here except more to that. No, police is not the first thing. It's not a debate level. It's not open for debate. Yeah, I think the gentleman from BTC, or whether it's an instructor or a lecturer, have given us a lot of homework. Even also the very person that brought me here also gave us a serious task. But now, Comrade Nekongo, how will I, as leaders of this congregation, or youth of this congregation, deliver those homework that we are given if the young people are not listening to the likes of us and Galapa? Oh, yeah, I'm being radio, Moshe, Kure, Obusharikan, Obusha, Mubamana, or Mukola, arrangement of UST, Muko, Yamana, Pimira, Wanako Muda, Muhammad, Muda, Muhammad, Kurame, Amundo, what I said, Okarana, and Vedana. Washington was a big group, he didn't want to manage the Imam and his Imam. Obushari, the day Obushari, when Mamu Hamana, or now here from one of the from and to the high table, we of course it is our deliberate intention to host a similar event because whenever we are interacting in the Congo, it's where you guys as policy makers will take one or two people and let's also implement it sooner. And maybe eliminate this in near future and all of those things. Okuya muna mehingire naye alinyumba bana mamwingire be ko makolibe aligane tuwategenda kuvuga musaidiro obantu bigenda na degero no mati no sisaka makoma aligane ni mengire mafuzo ya muzika na mafuzo ya sana basi kamera ni bakaona kwa msaidiro okuya mu programa kana kwa nongo
voltage is going, so I'll get the plate. I'll get the plate.
Hi guys, man. When they hear this, they start making
That's an error.
Yeah, I can participate now. For you, because please, I will call upon the community to do a prayer. Yeah.
Let's pray now.
Yeah. Can we rise up the bit? Yeah.
Uta.
okuheta mapia manotukumbe paraero kusha okuhorera mimirio aturaero kusha kurianjira atuhongo kusha kukarapo bebenduriro anga tushendaki matushanaki Yehova komanda matushanaki Mesia wakati kweliana kama ushawati yale mubebe mwana mkuru okuteta boge kuratina ko ndungero wakare wendo wanjire katika mwana mkuru kuchabeha matani na imba umi ambano injo minginga baeta mukatike tu kabitu pao onomo kubibonga bitu pae ko mwana mkuru bakokenda kumungu injo hita mukatiko wanjira wakare wejima yikukanda ifanga kugira iwe yekire mukatiko wanjira lao atoro ni kumaraka wetu mungu ndio ndio atesimama muni ngeje nini tate
Okay, tupate mari andaki chine tuithire muka matumbura na wako mbandane okupata Jaga vera na wapo. Iya. Mara ero karare na wario po. Muka matu ko jo ko mwana ware. Chori ongera ko kunjoni ya ngwari. Atu to kumbura gi onge neto kai matu hepa. Ya, jo na wona. Mamuri jenga. Ya pada Nabi Daud. Oh, Nabi Daud. Bon, mave rei gane kare na wari gane. Opo. Ayiti oyosi. Mave kai ne bo yiti yabo. Changro ko baonge. Ayiti yabo na ko baonge. Kamu sih muda bi? Hah? Ayo gurau amjo. Apa? Coba Bang. Kita ada mau nih. Halo. Kita udah komit ya. Iya. Hasta cuando perder. Pero no ya allí euros. Pero no así, no va a imaginar yo allí. Logoro.
It didn't happen.
What is it on Maveri? On Maveri, are you going to go? Karayapon, are you going to do? Kamu nak apa dah? Bravo. Let's enjoy. Bravo. You better enjoy. Roma. Guarda meia. Já disse para já me vai viajar aí menino vai. Kamu tinggal di rumah ini. Harus di. Mangga ubi. Oh. Kamu yang nari. Tahu di. Saya biasa namanya. Oh. Berenam, urusan bisnis. Ada memahami. Baca tu bagi ni. Wari kau bayar. Baru kau bayar doang. Ini mana tu kita kita. Baru tu. Ajuana yule. Kwa ino ajira ine kwa bandani. Ina ajira ine kwa bandani yule. Na mwa na viega. Oh onetweka. Ndio sound hili na wabaya na. Ojo netweka nenjo ndoriano, kuna ndoriani. Kwa abe banga marambe bari. Bwana wameka hapo kama hapo. Kwa kama mtu wala faro shuo. Daroba nimba. Oh, onetweka na mai uswa bako. Mubambo wao. Mubambo mwana. Aba muda moine. Jungu mai kama no. Kapo ndo hapo. Baike wamba. Mungu yako kaukununua. Manchester. Ngamburi woni. Manchester. Mo garaju. Najiri mo garaju. Najiri mo ne? Ayo. Kufikiria ndio ndio inafanya. Hapo hiyo majengo kupe. Wako mengapi? Wako mtu aje ngapi yeto ngombe himu. Ayo boro. Limoko to moro na ba. Ay, iboka bide kan wa. Bega kan ma na mo. Ara ina ko mo na ko mi ro ru. Wannan ba. Ko mi ko ba ga mana. Ko ba ga bena ba ko mi ro. Announce. Okay. Aku harwa. Tergantung kamu bara, aku mau akan main ini. Udah. Oke, orang apa enggak?